Yo, what up, what up? What's good? What's good, y'all? Take y'all on a quick ride along. Actually, I ain't gonna ride with y'all, but yo, if you wanna know about getting contracts, detailing contracts, whether it's with dealerships or other corporations, tap into this. I think this conversation is gonna be about that. I got a detail with one of my commercial accounts, AutoZone, and I'm gonna take y'all along with me, and I want y'all to capture this. Grab whatever knowledge you can grab. I'm gonna try to give as much game as possible. So tap in and stay tuned. I'll be back. Bow! Alright, I'm back. What's up, y'all? So today I'm on location. As you guys can see, I'm here at AutoZone. And we're gonna be doing an interior cleaning on their vehicle that they called me to knock out. This is a commercial vehicle, so it's used for them to transport parts to the contracts that they have with their mechanics. And this is the vehicle that they use to carry if they have to transport brakes or anything like that. So of course these needs to be upkept and maintained, and because of that they need somebody on board to do such work. Whether you do it once a week, twice a week, it all depends. I go based on when they call me. So if they call me and say they need it done, that's when I come in. So I'm gonna be back and empty out this car, and I'm gonna tap back in with y'all and tell y'all the benefits of having contracts. Especially on slow days, and even if you don't have slow days, this is how you scale your business. So being that I'm new to Georgia, I'm gonna put maybe a van that's designated just to my contract work. So I'll have a van specifically going to all the dealerships that I have contracts with, all the RV shops that I have contracts with, all the mechanics that I have contracts with, and they'll just deal with that while I deal with the private clients, you know, that want more of the full detail. But let me get busy. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all. I'm gonna give y'all how to price things out, because you will get lowballed. I'm gonna be real with you about that. Stay tuned. So of course, before any detail, after you empty out the car and everything, you want to make sure you prep. So everything that you're going to be using for that detail, you want to make sure you have it out of your van and close by, so therefore you can go back and forth to the van less. You know, it's not too much going back and forth grabbing things. All right, so that's one of the things that I want y'all to really take heed to, because it is very, very important to have everything at your disposal before you start working. Because I remember Ivan LaCroix, I believe, he said this. You get a little lower. He said, record yourself as you're doing a detail, especially mobile detailers, and see how much time you go back and forth to your van, and then count the seconds or the minutes, if you take a minute, to see how long that you could have done that detail if you had not gone back and forth to the van so often. Ever since he said that, I was like, you know what? I'm sold. Hello? This is he? All right, y'all. So now I'm back. We're gonna have this talk, and y'all gonna see this process as well. But yeah, so the first topic that I want to talk to y'all about will be getting contracts. Like as I showed you guys and told y'all, getting contracts is very, very important in your business. Another thing I hear a lot of detailers say is they don't believe in getting contracts, or they won't do dealerships, which is cool, and I get it. I understand them 100%. Trust me, I understand them 100% because you're going to get lowballed heavily. But me, I'm a firm believer in getting contracts because I'm not a super detailer. I am not a super detailer. I want my business to be one of the biggest detail companies there is, and that's all I'm worried about. So when it comes to getting contracts and getting dealerships, I will definitely opt in for that, and I won't hesitate to get a contract. Now, there's pros and cons to getting contracts, right? So one pro will be you'll always have work. I can promise you that you will always have work. Now, I know y'all about to talk. This is a work vehicle. These are not carpet, they're hard plastics. And I foamed it down. I'm going to pressure wash it. This hasn't been detailed since October of last year. So as you guys can see, I don't know if y'all can see in the camera, but if not, I'll probably bring y'all in. Starting to brown up right here because of all the dirt, debris, brake dust, whatever they was putting in here, transporting, was just sitting here since October because I'm the only one that touched this vehicle. So you're gonna see me pressure wash it. Don't get butt hurt. It's fine. It's all plastic, and everything in here will be shampooed. I also I covered the instrument clusters, the dashboard, anything that could possibly get sprayed. I'm not gonna spray directly on them, but if I'm spraying here, I don't want anything to splash on this. Going back to the topic, what are some pros and cons? The pros is you'll always have work, as I said before. Yeah, you'll always stay busy because dealerships and these contracts like AutoZones and these companies are major companies, so they always have work. So therefore you will always have work. They'll make sure that you're good because they want to make sure they're good. So now that it's getting warmer, I will be back to maintaining these cars every 2 weeks. And I'm trying to get more dealerships because, as you know, I'm new to Georgia, so I don't really have that much contact. But even though I'm new, the same strategies that I used in PA is what the same strategies that I use in PA is what I'm using in GA. You know, because it worked in PA, of course it's gonna work in Georgia. So I went after some dealerships. You know, so the pros will be you will always have business, you'll always have work. And another thing that they do is other dealerships and retail shops and these contracts that I have, they talk to each other. So they'll tell each other, hey, I got a guy. Or somebody will see their cars always clean, like, hey, who maintains your car? How your car is always clean? And guess what? They'll refer me. They'll mention me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you want to always kind of have dealership work or retail work from some of these companies. Thing I'm going to tell you guys. Topic 2. You're probably asking me what kind of contracts is out there for detailers. There's all sorts of contracts. You could get federal contracts. You could get local contracts. And you could get dealership contracts, as I said before. So federal contracts, is basically all government, anything that has to do with the government. You get what I'm saying? So anything that has to do with the government, that entails into the federal contracts. So military vehicles, yes, you can get military vehicle contracts. I got a buddy of mine. He's been trying to get me to do the military cars for the longest, and I have not yet. I was supposed to do it while I was in PA, but I ended up, in the process that I ended up moving to Georgia. I'm gonna get back on it and try to get the military contracts. But you can get federal agents contract. In PA, I did some governors. I did the governor's cars. I did some people that work for the governor. I did their vehicles as well. You could get police. Pennsylvania, I was detailing the Easton and the Bethlehem Police Department vehicles. So you can get these contracts and they'll keep you active and keep you, paid. You know what I'm saying? So let me move on to the front, and then I'm gonna give y'all some more game about some more other contracts. Yeah, so now when it comes to the federal contracts, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna give y'all free game. Google is your best friend. Go to Google and Google federal contracts. And there's a website, I think it's federaladvisors.gov or something like that. But once I get the name, I'll give it to you guys. And you can scope it out and apply. Now, I'm going to tell you, when it comes to the federal contract, there's going to be some permits and some licensing things that you're going to have to get, because remember, you're dealing with the feds. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to get these certain licenses and permits, which is why, I don't know if you guys saw my first video, I probably tag it into this. My first video was telling y'all, structure your business like a legit business, because stop thinking small. Structure your business the correct way, so therefore it can grow, it can scale, and when it comes time for some of these things, you're already prepared. Like the government contracts, you need certain permitting, certain licenses, and on top of that, you need certain insurances. So you got to be able to have these things in place already, so when you fill out these applications, that you're good to go. I'm good to go. I have my business is insured. It's registered legally. So they want to see these things, because they're not just going to let you wash their cars and detail their vehicles just because you're the best detailer. Get your business in place. Therefore, you can solidify these contracts. So yeah, like I was saying, when it comes to the government, in PA, I had the police vehicles. Now, having the police vehicles, that allowed me to stay busy, and also, got referred not by one precinct, but by two. And that right there was game changer, because these police vehicles, they're not that bad. Number one, the police is 9 times out of 10 the only person in the car until they have a perp and they're taking them for transport or whatever the case may be. Now, there may be times where some of the people being transported, it's probably their first time being arrested or being in a cop car. They might get nervous, they might throw up, they might pee. I've experienced a few of those. I detailed the cop car, one of the police cruisers, and somebody vomited and peed in the back seat. But the good thing with the police cars is that they have, I think it's like a hard kind of plastic seat back there. So that was an easy cleanup. They called me, hey, can you come through, knock this out? Boom, came through and knocked it out. So I was always, knowledgeable, that knowing that when I come to Georgia, I'm going to definitely reach out to the police department and try to get a government contract with the local police department in my area. So that's the pro. Now the con, y'all ready for it? The con is that Government contracts don't pay. Government contracts do not pay. For a detail, like my standard detail that takes me about an hour and a half, I charge $150 for it, for sedans. On a police vehicle, on a police contract, being that I'm doing it every 2 weeks or however the flow is, I was only able to charge $90. Reason being, it's not that I wanted to charge $90. They told me that was their budget when it comes to outside sources. So they told me that the most that they was going to pay was $90. That's a con. Another con is waiting for your money. It's not like when you have a retail customer and you get paid the same day. So I would wait almost 2 to 3 weeks for payment from a job I did on maybe 4 or 5 police vehicles. But then again, I can't stress it. Like I said, they keep you in business. You're gonna guarantee have work. So I didn't complain. And again, their cars is not that bad. So $90 for a detail with them was not that bad on the loss, as opposed to the loss of money. I didn't really lose because they would give me about 4 or 5 cars in that one day. And I had a team with me. I had, a staff, and we would knock them out as they come. So that's one of the cons. You know what I mean? Another con with having federal contracts is you got to deal with the screening. You got to go through some type of screening. They got to vet you and things like that. And that could, not everybody could get through it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to make another topic about this because I know my felons is going to be like, well, I don't think I'll pass the screening. Nah, bro, I'm a felon. You will pass the screening. Trust me on that. So don't think for a second that you can't. You know what I mean? So I'll guide y'all. And if y'all need any help, I'll help y'all with that too, on how to get through the screening and the paperwork and all that. If anybody needs help, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know you're engaged, and then I'll look out and help you out with that, because that does come with it. But yeah, so that's it on the with the federal contracts. Now we're going to talk about getting local contracts. What is local contracts? Local contracts is pretty much all the companies that's in your area that has commercial vehicles. Like me, I'm contracted with O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto, AutoZone, Spectrum, Verizon. So all these companies, they have vans, they have vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So you can approach them and get the contract. You dig what I'm saying? So those are local contracts, and you want to keep those because, yeah, they might not be every 2 weeks or whatever, but they have a fleet of about, some of them, like my Verizon contract, they have almost 20 something vehicles. It's not, and the city that I'm in, they don't only use me for that city. They're in other cities that they use me in as well. So being that they are in those cities and they're the owners, so who you think they're gonna call? The same person that does their vehicle in one city. You know what I mean? Another gem I'm gonna give you guys, Chick-fil-A. They do their own deliveries now too. I don't think they use DoorDash too much, but they have their own delivery vehicles, especially in my town. Go to the manager on a late night, say, hey, who do I talk to about detailing your fleet vehicles that you guys have? They're delivering food, y'all. So you know that car gonna be dirty. So of course they need somebody to maintain it. Yes, they could go through the car wash, and that's what I love about some of these contracts too. They always tell me they don't need the exterior, only the interior, and I'm still charging them. It doesn't matter that they're only getting one service. So you wanna tap into that. Oh yeah, another thing too, another company to reach out to, SafeLight. I forgot to mention that. I had a contract with SafeLight in PA because of my man. He worked for them. Safe Flight always need people to clean up cars in their vehicles, and sometimes they'll book you to clean out their customer vehicles. Let me give you game. Safe Flights fix windshields. Oftentimes there's this adhesive or this type of glue that they gotta put on the window so it can stick. A lot of times I got calls from Safe Flight was because one of their techs will mess up on the gluing process. So the glue will seep out and some of that stuff will get into the headrest and stuff, and the clients hate that. So Safe Flight will call me and they will book me just to clean this panel out. On that call, I would charge them about $100 because I have to clean. I'll still clean the dashboard and I'll clean the steering wheel. I want to clean the whole area that the tech worked on, and then I clean this out, shampoo it if it's cloth, do some parts of the headrest. So that's free game if y'all need it. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all.